Hello, tea lovers. Welcome to Tea Time at Rebecca's Tea Cozy. Every tea lover has a tea story. That's why we became tea lovers, because there's something that happened through our journey of life that led us into the world of tea. So, on today's episode of Tea Time, I'm going to share my tea story with you. If you don't have a cup of tea in hand, you can hit pause, go grab yourself a cup, and then come join me. My earliest memories of enjoying tea was with the women on my father's side of the family who would gather at my grandmother's. And my grandmother happened to live downstairs in an in law apartment with us. So there were always women folk around, and I would enjoy those days when I could join them for coffee clutching. Now, coffee clutching is a German term that means coffee and gossip. So, hence an informal social gathering where you sit around and chat over, in their case, coffee, but in our case, it was tea. So, the women would brew a pot of tea and enjoy some sweet pastries and savories such as sharp cheddar cheese. Yum, goes great pairing with sweets, and just talk about life, share their hearts, catch up on gossip, and any news that was happening in the family. So I loved sitting with the grown up women, soaking in the conversations, and feeling like I was an important part of this time at the table. Fast forward to my growing up years. As I got older, I would occasionally enjoy a hot drink of tea or maybe a hot chocolate. I never did get into the whole coffee thing, even in college, but it wasn't something that was really a part of my life. It wasn't until I got married, and for reasons that neither my husband or I can remember, he actually started to move into the world of tea. And so I decided to join that pursuit with him. We would brew a cup of tea and enjoy spending the weekend together talking over that cup of tea, sometimes for hours, things that were happening in our lives, future plans, what was on our hearts or our minds. And I so cherished those conversations. We began looking for different types of tea, so we shopped at a local Whole Foods who sold reishi loose leaf teas, and so we would go try a few and started to find a few different varieties. We began looking online for some companies, which is where we found Seven Cups Chinese teas, which we still use a lot of today. And we just opened ourselves up to a little bit more of the world of tea. But it wasn't so much the tea during that time as it was the conversations and the heartfelt memories that we created enjoying that special and cherished time together. I then met someone who would later become a very cherished friend, and she was working part time at a tea room in our local town. Now, I had never heard of a tea room, I wasn't familiar with it, but she would bring home leftover little tea sandwiches and dessert pastries. And so it got me really curious. I went online and looked up the tea room and just thought it was really interesting. So I invited my best friend, also known as my mom, along on this journey to try something new together. We had such a delightful experience in the tea room. It was floral and light and airy. It was quiet and peaceful. There was classical music playing in the background. You just felt special, enveloped in just this really sweet, welcoming, friendly, calm atmosphere. And we enjoyed the food. We enjoyed the relaxed way that it's brought to the table. You can just sit and sip on your tea, try lots of different types of tea, and just most importantly, just enjoy that quiet, relaxed conversation together. We so enjoyed our tea experience at the tea room that we soon began making it a part of a lot of our special occasions, such as Mother's Day, birthday celebrations, and just because. I especially enjoyed asking her to go when I had a hard week and just wanted that really quiet, calm way to start a Saturday morning into my weekend. In addition, we started looking at other tea rooms that were in neighboring areas, And we made day trips and sometimes even weekend getaways based around tea rooms that were within a certain radius of our home. And we began to enjoy trying the different places that we saw, the different teas that were on the menus. And it just became something special that was cherished with she and I. A little later, I began to invite some of my girlfriends along to the tea room with me. So if I found one that I really liked, I would maybe invite someone instead of meeting up for a walk or meeting up for dinner. We would schedule a time when we could connect and head to the tea room. And for a lot of my friends, they aren't into tea. And so it was an experience that I could introduce them to as well, which they really enjoyed going with me and opened their world to something new. And again, it wasn't so much the tea, but it's just the experience of sharing something so special and so cherished with someone that you enjoy spending time with and you enjoy sharing your heart. And so that's really what has led me into this tea cozy right now is exploring the world of tea, the tea experience, and most of all, creating cherished memories with those that I love and that are special to me, but also with you. So that's my tea story. I'd love to hear what your tea story is. If you drop in the comments a little bit about what led you to tea, what made you passionate about it, what's your favorite tea experience? If you haven't subscribed, then you may want to do that as well if you're interested in learning about tea as well as being part of this tea community. So I hope that you join me again here at Rebecca's Tea Cozy. And until then, be blessed with a cup of tea.